Every cat owner knows this moment. You open the can. You set the bowl down. You wait for that familiar sound of pause. But now, your cat moves slower. They sniff longer. And sometimes they don't eat. Most people think this is just age. But there's a hidden mistake many loving owners make. And it's not the brand. It's not the price. It's not even the flavor. It's what's inside the food, quietly changing how senior bodies respond. Today, we're going to look at what's really inside popular wet cat food, why it raises concerns for older cats, and what you can choose instead, calmly, safely, and confidently. Why good owners still choose the wrong food, and it's not their fault. Let's be honest. Most of us choose food based on trust. The label. The brand. The word senior. The promise of high protein. The vet recommendation from years ago. And those are good intentions. But senior cats are different now. Their kidneys filter slower. Their stomach acid is weaker. Their hydration needs are higher. Their bodies hold onto stress longer. So ingredients that once caused no problem can quietly become daily strain. Not dramatic, not immediate, but cumulative. Let's open the label together. Visual, slow label zoom in. Ingredient 1, carrageenan hidden gut stress. Carrageenan is a thickener used in many popular wet foods. It makes food smooth, creamy, comforting to look at. But research suggests carrageenan is associated with gut irritation in sensitive animals, and senior cats are almost always more sensitive. Over time, owners report softer stools, occasional vomiting, eating less, licking the gravy, leaving the meat, walking away mid-meal. Not because the food is bad, but because the gut is tired. Retention reset. Have you noticed your cat loves the smell, but doesn't finish? That's often where this starts. Ingredient 2, unnamed meat byproducts. You'll see this often. Meat byproducts. Not which meat. Not which organ. Not which quality. For young cats, this inconsistency can be tolerated. For seniors, it creates digestive uncertainty. Their bodies have to work harder to identify and break it down. Many owners report gas, bloating, sudden food refusal, inconsistent stools. Visual, checklist overlay. Look for named sources. Heavy checkmark chicken liver. Heavy checkmark turkey heart. Heavy checkmark beef liver. If it's vague, your cat's body has to guess. Ingredient 3, artificial colors, yes, even in wet food. Some wet foods still include dyes like red 40, yellow 5, blue 2. Cats don't need color. They don't see it the same way we do. But research suggests artificial colors are associated with increased inflammation, which is especially hard on aging joints, skin, and digestion. Inflammation doesn't shout. It drains. It looks like less energy, more sleeping, stiff walking, dull coat, subtle discomfort. Pause. If your cat sleeps more but doesn't seem relaxed, this is worth checking. Real life story 1, gentle, believable. A viewer named Maria told us about her 13-year-old cat, Luna. Luna still wanted to eat, but only half the meal. Every day. Maria switched flavors, brands, textures. Nothing helped until she checked the label and removed carrageenan and dyes. Within 2 weeks, Luna finished meals again calmly. Not faster, just fully. Sometimes less irritation is more nutrition. Ingredient 4, added phosphates, the silent kidney burden. This one is everywhere, and most owners miss it. Phosphates are added for texture, shelf life, moisture control, But excess phosphorus is linked to kidney stress, and senior kidneys are already working harder. Phosphates hide as sodium phosphate, calcium phosphate, phosphoric acid. Over time, high phosphorus intake is associated with appetite loss, nausea, increased thirst, muscle loss, lower energy. Visual, label highlight zoom in. This ingredient alone can change how a senior cat feels day to day. Retention reset. When was the last time you checked phosphorus, not just protein? Real life story 2, gentle short. A foster caregiver noticed every cat over 12 refused one specific food. The younger cats ate it happily. The common ingredient: added phosphates. When she switched to a lower phosphorus formula, the older cats returned to the bowl within days. Same brand, different recipe. Cliffhanger ending important. Now here's what surprises most people. The next ingredient is often marketed as high quality, and many owners choose it with the best intentions. But it's the hardest on senior digestion and kidneys when used incorrectly. Most cats eat it every day, without anyone realizing the long-term strain. That ingredient is coming next, and it changes how you'll read labels forever. If you've ever stood in the pet food aisle holding 2 cans, unsure which one feels safer, this part is for you. Because now we're finishing the ingredient list and showing you how to choose food that actually supports aging bodies. Ingredient 5, excessive protein concentrates. Senior cats need protein, but they need digestible protein. Some foods boost protein using unnamed meals or concentrates, which can increase waste buildup and kidney workload. Research suggests older cats do better with moderate protein, clear sources, high digestibility. Too much from unclear sources is associated with appetite loss and nausea. Visual, good versus unclear labels split screen. Ingredient 6, plant fillers, corn, wheat, soy. These aren't poisons, but they are harder to digest for senior cats. Older cats produce fewer enzymes to process plant matter efficiently. Many owners report bloating, gas, loose stools, weight loss despite eating. If your cat eats but doesn't gain, this may be why. Ingredient 7, added sugar. Yes, some wet foods include sugar. Not for cats. For humans, sugar is associated with inflammation, energy swings, gut imbalance. Senior cats handle glucose less efficiently and don't need the stress. Ingredient 8, artificial preservatives, BHA, BHT, ethoxyquin. These extend shelf life, but research suggests they are associated with oxidative stress in aging animals. Senior cats already have weaker antioxidant defenses. Look for heavy checkmark mixed tocopherols, heavy checkmark vitamin E, heavy checkmark rosemary extract. Ingredient 9, excess salt. High sodium increases thirst and kidney workload. Older cats already struggle with hydration balance. If your cat drinks more, urinates more, and eats less, salt may be part of the picture. Ingredient 10, natural flavor without source. This sounds safe, but it often hides hydrolyzed additives that stimulate appetite artificially. Many owners report cats eat it at first, then suddenly stop. It masks quality rather than improving it. How to read cat food labels, simple. 30-second method. Visual, step-by-step label zoom. 1. Check the first 5 ingredients. 2. Look for named proteins. 3. Scan for thickeners. 4. Search for phosphates. 5. Avoid dyes, sugar, vague flavor. If you do this, you're already ahead of most owners. Safer ingredient alternatives for senior cats. Calm B-roll of cats eating peacefully. Look for foods with heavy checkmark named meats and organs. Heavy checkmark broth-based moisture. Heavy checkmark lower phosphorus. Heavy checkmark simple ingredient lists. Heavy checkmark natural preservatives. Heavy checkmark moderate, clear protein. Heavy checkmark omega-3 fats. You don't need perfection. You just need less strain. Calm, honest truth. Your cat doesn't need the trendiest food. They need food that feels easy on their body. When the body relaxes, appetite improves, energy steadies, comfort returns, trust rebuilds. That's the goal. Natural subscribe invitation. If this helped you feel calmer about what's in your cat's bowl, you're in the right place. We break down ingredients, labels, and food safety gently, so you don't have to guess. Subscribe if you want to feel informed, not overwhelmed. Your cat has trusted you for years. Now you know how to return that trust, one bowl at a time. If you've already changed your cat's food, and you're still wondering if you chose the right one, this part is for you. Because senior cats don't show improvement with excitement. They show it with ease. And once you know what ease looks like, feeding becomes simple again. Why better food feels quieter, not dramatic. Many owners expect a big change. More energy. More play. More excitement. But that's not how aging bodies heal. The first sign is calm. Calmer eating. Calmer digestion. Calmer sleep. Calmer breathing. Calmer eyes. And that calm comes from less internal work. The 3 goals of senior cat nutrition. Most labels miss this. Senior food should do 3 things. Reduce internal stress. Support hydration. Make digestion easy. That's it. Let's talk about the ingredients that do this naturally. Ingredient 1, named gentle proteins. Senior cats still need protein, but not mystery protein. Look for heavy checkmark chicken, heavy checkmark turkey, heavy checkmark rabbit, heavy checkmark duck, heavy checkmark beef, small amounts. Named proteins are easier to digest and are associated with better appetite stability in older cats. Visual, slow chew, calm eating. Ingredient 2, broth-based moisture, not gravy. Broth hydrates without thickening agents. It supports kidneys, circulation, stool softness, swallowing ease. Gravy often relies on gums. Broth relies on water. That difference matters. Ingredient 3, lower phosphorus. This quietly changes everything. Research suggests lower phosphorus intake is associated with better appetite and kidney comfort in senior cats, even those without diagnosed disease. Owners often report steadier meals, fewer skipped dinners, less nausea, more relaxed eating. Visual, label zoom in. Ingredient 4, omega-3 fats. Omega-3s are linked to joint comfort, skin health, brain support, kidney protection, inflammation control. Look for heavy checkmark salmon oil, heavy checkmark sardine oil, heavy checkmark anchovy oil. A little goes a long way. Ingredient 5, tiny amounts of gentle fiber. Just enough to support digestion. Examples: heavy checkmark pumpkin, heavy checkmark psyllium, heavy checkmark chicory root. Not for bulk, for balance. Real life story, soft, emotional. A 15-year-old cat named Toby stopped grooming. His owner thought it was age. But after switching to a broth-based, omega-3 rich food, Toby started grooming again, slowly, gently, daily. That's comfort returning. How to build a senior-safe bowl, simple formula. Visual, bowl layers animation. 1 moisture first. 2 named protein. 3 support fats. 4 simple list. If the label matches this, you're doing well. Cliffhanger to part 4. But even the perfect food can fail if it's introduced the wrong way. and senior cats are sensitive to change. In Part 4, I'll show you how to switch food without stress, refusal, or fear, and how to tell if your cat needs more time. If your cat has ever looked at a new bowl, sniffed it, and walked away, this part is for you. Because food refusal isn't stubbornness. It's uncertainty. And once you understand that, transitions become gentle. Why senior cats need slower transitions. Their digestion is slower. Their smell is weaker. Their gut bacteria are sensitive. Sudden change creates nausea, loose stools, stress, refusal, loss of trust. So we slow down on purpose. The 7-10-day senior transition plan. Visual, calendar graphic. Days 1-2. 90% old/10% new. Days 3-4. 75% old/25% new. Days 5-6. 50/50. Stay here longer if needed. Days 7-8. 25% old/75% new. Day 9+. 100% new. No rush. No guilt. The smell first rule very effective. Before feeding, open the can. Let them sniff. Offer 1 teaspoon beside the old food. Many cats accept food with the nose before the mouth. If your cat refuses the new food, stay calm. Try. Heavy checkmark warming slightly. Heavy checkmark adding broth. Heavy checkmark mixing slower. Heavy checkmark offering at a different time. Heavy checkmark hand feeding once. Never starve a cat into switching. That increases stress hormones and hurts trust. What to watch during transitions. Good signs. Slow blinking. Relaxed posture. Steady eating. Normal grooming. Signs to slow down. Lip licking. Hacking. Walking away. Hiding. Vomiting. Sudden stool chain. When to go back a step. Go back if. Appetite drops. Energy dips. Stools change suddenly. This isn't failure. It's listening. Long-term feeding rhythm for seniors. Older cats do best with smaller meals, consistent timing, warm food, calm space, same bowl. Routine lowers stress, and stress affects digestion first. Final calm truth, emotional close. Your cat doesn't need perfect food. They need food that feels safe, familiar, easy. And now you know how to give them that. Gentle subscribe invitation. If this series helped you feel calmer and more confident about feeding your cat, this channel is here for you. Subscribe for gentle guidance on cat nutrition, aging, and safety. Without fear or hype. Your cat has trusted you for years. And now, you know how to care for them with confidence. There's a moment most cat owners miss. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It doesn't look like success. It's when your cat finishes eating and stays. They don't walk away. They don't pace. They don't look uncertain. They simply sit down and rest. That's when you know the food is right. Why senior cats heal quietly. We're trained to look for change. More energy. More play. More movement. But aging bodies heal in whispers. You'll see it in slower but calmer eating, deeper naps, softer breathing, warmer paws, steadier digestion, relaxed eyes. Comfort is the goal now, not use. And comfort means the body is finally doing less work. Sign 1. Meals become predictable again. This is the first sign for most cats. They approach the bowl without hesitation. They eat steadily. They pause but return. No stress. No sniff and leave. No refusal. Many owners report this within 2-3 weeks of switching to gentler food. Sign 2. Water drinking normalizes. You might notice less frantic drinking, fewer long sessions at the bowl, steadier intake throughout the day. This is often linked to heavy checkmark lower sodium, heavy checkmark better moisture in food, heavy checkmark reduced kidney workload. Subtle but important. Sign 3. The litter box tells the truth. Digestion is honest. When food works, stools become consistent. Less odor, less straining, regular timing. Senior cats love routine. When digestion is calm, everything else follows. Sign 4. The coat softens again. This surprises most owners. The coat becomes smoother, softer, less flaky, easier to groom. That's hydration. That's fat balance. That reduced inflammation. Sign 5. Your cat comes back to you. This is the emotional one. When the body feels better, cats become more present. They sit closer, sleep near you, follow you again. Not because they're younger, but because they're comfortable. Pause, let it land. Why you don't need to keep changing food. Once you find a food that works, stop searching. Stability matters more than novelty. Senior cats thrive on sameness, rhythm, predictability. Constant changes create stress, and stress always shows up in digestion first. The one bowl rule. If your cat, heavy checkmark, eats calmly, heavy checkmark finishes meals, heavy checkmark rests comfortably, heavy checkmark uses the litter box normally, you don't need more brands, more flavors, more supplements, more tricks. Trust the bowl. When to adjust again, without panic. Sometimes needs change. That's normal. Consider adjusting if appetite fades for 3+ days, stools change suddenly, drinking increases sharply, weight drops, energy declines. If that happens, slow down, reassess ingredients, simplify, return to basics. Not everything is urgent. Most things are conversations. A gentle truth about aging cats. Aging is not failure. It's not something to fix. It's a season. And food is one of the few things you can offer daily. A quiet act of care that matters. That's powerful. Final story, emotional close. A viewer once wrote, "My cat doesn't run anymore, but she eats peacefully now, and she sleeps with her paws open. That's success. Not more years, but better ones." Final message, series ending. You've learned how to read labels, how to avoid hidden stress, how to choose gentler ingredients, how to transition safely, how to recognize when things are working. You've done enough. Feeding time can be simple again, calm again, loving again, and your cat will feel that every single day. Natural subscribe invitation, soft close. If this series helped you feel calmer and more confident about caring for your cat, you're always welcome here. Subscribe if you want gentle, honest guidance about cat nutrition, aging, and safety, without fear or hype. Thank you for feeding them with care.